Vignette number 18 from Zen Is Right Here, Teaching Stories and Anecdotes of Shunryu Suzuki. One day in a lecture, Suzuki Roshi said, "When you see one leaf falling, you may say, 'Oh, autumn is here.' One leaf is not just one leaf. It means the whole autumn. Here you already understand the all-pervading power of your practice. Your practice covers everything." He said that in 1967 at Tassajara, and I am the source of that. Well, I'm sure I've seen it elsewhere. I think it's in lectures that are recorded and in the archive. We only have about half of them remaining, probably. So people will frequently tell me things he said in lectures that aren't there. I always keep a copy of all the lectures running together in one file so I can search in the verbatim or closest to verbatim versions, which is what we have on ShunyuSuzuki.com as the default. And we have every version that's extant, except the ones in the books. I don't have the edited versions from the books, with two exceptions. There's two of the chapters in Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind that we don't have we don't have any other version of those lectures. They're lost. Those tapes are lost too. All but two of those tapes survive. But as Philip Whalen, the wonderful beat poet and priest in the San Francisco Zen Center, said once, when I said to Philip, he said, well, I'll tell you what he said first. He said, "Just enough survives." He moved in across the hall from me in 1972. That's when he started practicing there, soon after Suzuki died. Although he had met Suzuki and heard him speak earlier, sort of kicked himself for not having stuck around more, but I don't know. He did pretty well. Anyway, Philip was extremely well educated in classics and all sorts of stuff. Very charming, humorous, wise person. And so I said to him, "Oh, Philip, God, I was just reading about the destruction of the library at Nalanda in India by the invading Muslim hordes. Not only the library, they were piling the monks up into piles and burning them. But I was just talking about the library at that time. And he said, "Oh, David, just enough survives." I call that the motto of Cuke Archives. I've quoted him many, many times on that. It's really great because, I experience so much that's lost. But I really agree with him. I mean, we have enough, good Lord. All we really need is ourselves. Everything else is just pointing at the essence of ourself. It's not really something to stick to. So, and that's very good that just enough survives because, as Suzuki pointed out in this, one leaf is the whole autumn. So one leaf of the teaching is the whole teaching. And sort of a holographic way of looking at things. Indra's net, the net where every point on it, every cross place intersects with everything else. And I like looking at things that way. Although I really don't. I don't hang on to any particular beliefs. If I have one belief, it's that I don't understand anything. How what Suzuki said there starts off with, we see one leaf fall, and we say, autumn is here. Well, I think that's maybe a little more characteristic of Japanese than Americans, because I think an American or a Westerner might tend to say, oh, autumn is not far off, or soon autumn will be here. But in Japan, the traditional calendar, the moon calendar, which they use for a lot of things, the seasons start a month earlier than they do on the sun calendar. So I wrote about that in Thank You and Okay, so I won't get into it. But it's like you start the season in an anticipatory way, or when just the first feelings of that season start coming in. So spring there would start in February, in early February. This has been another Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.